I was working security at Munich International Airport when an American businessman handed me his passport and immediately started speaking loudly in English. When I responded in accented English, he got frustrated and said, "This is an international airport. You people need to speak proper American English, not whatever this island." I explained that German was our primary language. He shook his head dismissively and declared, "That's the problem with Europe. You should use international language, which is obviously American English." He demanded to speak to my supervisor about our communication standards. My cousin drives a black cab in London. An American tourist got in and immediately started lecturing him about driving on the wrong side. "Excuse me, you're going the wrong way. The steering wheel is on the wrong side too." My cousin explained that Britain drives on the left. The tourist interrupted, "This is really dangerous. What if there's an emergency? American ambulances won't know how to navigate here." He seriously suggested that Britain should upgrade to the international standard before someone gets hurt. He spent the entire ride critiquing British traffic laws. I work for the Paris Metro. An American woman approached my desk, angry about announcements being in French. "Why aren't your subway announcements in English? I can't understand anything." I explained we have English announcements, but French comes first since we're in France. She cut me off. "That's not what I mean. Why do you have French at all? Everyone speaks English now." She demanded we make English the primary language, because that's what international cities do. She couldn't grasp why Paris would prioritize French. I manage a mountain lodge in the Swiss Alps. An American guest came to reception furious that we wouldn't accept his US dollars. "Why don't you take real money? I shouldn't have to get your weird Swiss coins just to pay for a hotel." I explained we use Swiss francs and euros. He became agitated. "The dollar is the world's currency. You guys are just being difficult on purpose." He suggested we were discriminating against Americans and threatened to report us to the International Tourism Board. I was giving a walking tour through Amsterdam when an American tourist interrupted my explanation of our canal system. "This is quaint, but why don't you just fill these in and build proper roads? You'd have so much more space for parking." I explained the canals are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. He waved dismissively. "That's the problem with Europe. You're too stuck in the past. In America, we'd modernize this whole area." He spent the rest of the tour pointing out improvement opportunities. I work as a tour guide at the Roman Colosseum. An American family was disappointed by the ancient ruins. The father said, "Why is everything so broken down? For the ticket price, couldn't you guys rebuild it properly? Maybe add some modern safety features, better seating?" His wife added, "And air conditioning, it's way too hot in here." They genuinely believed Rome should renovate the Colosseum to modern standards. They left after 10 minutes, complaining about false advertising. I bartended at a traditional pub in Dublin. An American tourist ordered a Guinness, then commented on my accent. "Your English is really hard to understand. Do you guys take classes to learn proper English pronunciation?" I explained that Irish English is just as valid as American English. He looked confused. "But you have such a thick accent. In America, we speak clear, normal English. You guys should work on that for tourists." He spent the evening offering pronunciation tips to the staff. I'm a beach attendant in Barcelona. An American couple set up chairs and immediately complained about the Mediterranean Sea. "This water is way too cold. We were expecting it to be like California beaches." I explained the Mediterranean has different temperatures than the Pacific. The woman shook her head. "Water is water. You guys should heat this up somehow." Her husband suggested installing underwater heaters like high-end American resorts. They demanded a refund because the sea didn't meet international beach standards. I operate gondola tours in Venice. An American tourist climbed aboard and immediately complained about the wooden oar. "This is way too slow and primitive. Don't you have motorboats? This rowing thing is just for show, right?" I explained gondolas are traditional Venetian culture. He became frustrated. "In America, We'd have modern speedboats with GPS. He suggested Venice should upgrade to the 21st century and replace gondolas with efficient water taxis. He spent the ride explaining how Americans would improve our outdated transportation. I guide historical tours in Berlin. At the East Side Gallery, an American tourist stared at the Berlin Wall sections with confusion. Why did they build this wall just to tear it down later? Seems like a waste of money. I began explaining the Cold War division. He interrupted. Couldn't they have just worked it out without building a wall? Germans aren't very good at planning ahead. Americans would have handled this more efficiently. He couldn't understand why we preserve these sections instead of cleaning up the mess. I run a traditional sushi restaurant in Tokyo. An American businessman insisted our menu was wrong. You don't have California rolls? That's the most popular sushi in the world. Where are the cream cheese ones? I explained these are American innovations. He looked offended. I've eaten sushi my whole life. I know what real sushi tastes like. He lectured me about how American sushi restaurants had perfected what Japanese chefs started. He demanded a Philadelphia roll, insisting, authentic sushi should have more flavor. My family owns a restaurant in Mumbai. An American couple ordered our curry, then called me over in distress. This is way too spicy. Can you make it normal spicy? I offered yogurt, explaining this was mild by Indian standards. The woman became frustrated. I eat spicy food all the time. I love Taco Bell hot sauce. She asked us to remake it American style, with less spices. Her husband suggested we should have an international menu for people who want real flavor, without weird stuff. I work at a taco stand in Mexico City. An American tourist critiqued my tacos. These look nothing like real tacos. Where's the hard shell? And the ground beef? I explained we serve traditional tacos with soft corn tortillas. He shook his head. I've been eating tacos my whole life. These are just weird burritos. He explained how Taco Bell had perfected the taco format and asked for a normal taco with crunchy shell and cheddar cheese. He muttered that Mexico had lost touch with its own food. I'm a server at a traditional restaurant in Bangkok. An American family asked for forks but got agitated when I brought chopsticks. We asked for normal utensils. Why are you making this difficult? I offered to bring forks. He rolled his eyes. Chopsticks are just showing off. It's impractical. His son added. In America, Asian restaurants give you forks automatically because they understand customer service. The father lectured about efficient eating utensils being superior to cultural gimmicks. I manage a traditional coffee house in Cairo. An American tourist demanded modifications to our Turkish coffee. Can you make it large? Add vanilla syrup? Can I get that iced with whipped cream? I explained Turkish coffee is served in a specific traditional way. She became frustrated. I'm paying for coffee. Customer is always right. In America, we can customize however we want. She showed me Starbucks photos, insisting that's how coffee should be made. She couldn't understand why we wouldn't modernize our 200-year-old preparation method. I run a family taverna in Athens. An American couple ordered moussaka, then complained. This is way too oily. Don't you have anything with ranch dressing? Everything tastes so Greek. I explained, olive oil is central to Greek cooking. The man interrupted. Can you make something more normal? Like Greek salad but with iceberg lettuce and regular dressing? They spent their meal explaining how Greek restaurants in America serve much more approachable food that normal people can enjoy. I work at a Korean barbecue restaurant in Seoul. An American businessman questioned our kimchi. What is this stuff? It smells funky. Is it supposed to be rotten? I explained, kimchi is fermented cabbage, a Korean staple for over 1,000 years. He made a disgusted face. That's gross. Why ferment perfectly good vegetables? Just serve them fresh. He suggested Korean restaurants should offer normal sides, like coleslaw, instead of weird fermented stuff. He ordered only plain rice. I'm a chef in Lima, specializing in Peruvian cuisine. An American food blogger lectured me about potatoes. You're using the wrong types. Idaho russets are the best potatoes in the world. You should upgrade. I mentioned Peru is the birthplace of the potato, with over 3,000 varieties. He waved dismissively. That was ancient times. Modern American agriculture has perfected the potato. These colorful ones are just for show. He offered to connect me with proper suppliers who could import real potatoes from Idaho. I operate a spice stall in Marrakesh. An American tourist wanted saffron but got frustrated with haggling. Why don't you have fixed prices? This is confusing and time-consuming. I explained, negotiating is part of our culture. He became annoyed. In America, we price things efficiently. You say a price, I pay it. Done. He suggested. Morocco should modernize their retail system, like American malls, and demanded to speak to a manager about standard pricing policies. I work at a traditional Danish bakery in Copenhagen. An American tourist asked for Danish pastries but complained, "These don't taste like the ones back home. They're not sweet enough. And where's the icing?" I explained, authentic Danish pastries are less sweet than American versions. She looked confused. But you guys invented Danish pastries. How can you not know how to make them right? She showed me photos of American-style pastries, insisting these were what Danish pastries are supposed to look like. I'm a tour guide at Versailles. An American tourist approached, looking outraged. Why do Americans pay the same as everyone else? We basically saved France twice in the world wars. Shouldn't we get a discount? I explained pricing is standardized. He became agitated. Without America, this place would be speaking German. We should get free admission, his wife added, and preferred parking. They demanded American ally pricing. Believing World War II service entitled All Americans to Discounted French Tourism Forever. I work at Edinburgh Castle. An elderly American woman struggled with stone steps and complained, "Where's the elevator? This violates disability laws." I explained the castle was built in the 12th century. She became frustrated. "It's 2024 now. You need to update this place." She seriously suggested installing escalators throughout the medieval fortress. Her husband added, "In America, we would have figured this out. You need to think about customers." They left, demanding a refund. I maintain Kiyomizu Temple in Kyoto. An American family complained about summer heat. "Why is it so hot? Don't you have air conditioning?" I explained this one. 200-year-old wooden temple requires climate control that would damage the structure. The father looked incredulous. "You can't expect people to visit in this heat. What about customer comfort?" His daughter suggested building a climate-controlled replica next door for tourists who wanted Japanese history in comfort. I run tours at the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. An American couple stood before Botticelli's Birth of Venus, disappointed. "This painting is smaller than expected, and the colors aren't bright. Don't you have better lighting?" I explained Renaissance masterpieces require special conservation lighting. The woman shook her head. "If people are paying to see art, it should look good. Can't you make the lights brighter?" Her husband suggested creating enhanced digital versions with improved colors and bigger sizes. I work at the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. An American tourist was frustrated by our architecture. "This building is confusing. Is it a church or mosque? You need to pick one. And why is everything in weird squiggly letters?" I began explaining the 500-year history. He interrupted. "That's too complicated. You should make it look more normal, like regular churches. Maybe put up English signs so people can understand." He suggested we modernize the design to be less foreign-looking for international tourists. I teach at an international school in Stockholm. An American parent demanded curriculum changes. "Why are my kids learning Swedish history? They're American citizens. They should learn about the Revolutionary War and Constitution." I explained we focus on local and European history. She became agitated. "American history is world history. Everyone should learn it. Swedish history isn't relevant outside Sweden." She insisted we restructure around American events, because they were more important for global citizenship. I'm a meteorologist for New Zealand's weather service. An American tourist called outraged about our seasons. Your weather app is broken. It says winter, but it's July. That's summer. How can you not know what season it is? I explained the Southern Hemisphere concept. He became frustrated. Summer is summer everywhere. It's basic science. He demanded we fix our weather system and threatened to report us for spreading misinformation about international weather standards. I work at Prague's main post office. An American tourist wanted to mail postcards, but became furious about our stamps. These weird stamps won't work in America. I need American stamps. I explained, check stamps work for international mail. He looked at me like I was crazy. How will American mailmen know what these are? They don't have training for foreign stamps. He seriously believed U.S. postal workers wouldn't recognize international mail and suggested all countries should use American stamps. I guide Northern Lights tours in Reykjavik. An American couple booked our premium package but complained when the aurora appeared. They're not very bright, and they're just green. Where are the other colors? I explained auroras are natural phenomena with varying intensity. The woman became indignant. For what we paid, they should be brighter. Can't you adjust them? They genuinely believed Northern Lights were controllable and demanded premium Northern Lights for their money. I'm an architect in Sydney working on heritage preservation. An American developer approached with a proposal to fix the Sydney Opera House. Those curved shell things are wasted space. If you flattened the roof, you could fit way more seats inside. I explained it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. He waved dismissively. Heritage is fine, but efficiency is better. In America, we'd redesign this to be more functional. Make it look like a normal concert hall people actually recognize. He presented plans to rebuild it as a rectangular box with practical American design standards.